What is going on, guys? Joey here, and today we're going to be going over Cayco's Sheffy meat. What can I say? What can I say? Well, I have a couple notes here just to kind of give you guys a quick little rundown. So I had Will listed as a coach to help out with him as I was running around tending to the team. I did see all of his attempts, so I was able to give my input. Um, took the world record bench. Some weird stuff happened on squat. There's a couple things that I'll talk about after we go through his lifts. As far as prep goes, I mean, it was the best. Like we've been having the best preps we've had. We are hitting things that you know tell us he's going to be really, really strong on squat. And then we just kind of keep running into this wall where that 661 to 666 area, for whatever reason, something is draining his squat. It's not like with Delaney, for example, where it's improving, like the cut is improving, and we're getting like more on squat each meet. The reason why I'm focusing on squat so much is because squat is the lift that, if anything was going to be affected, it would be the squat. Now everybody's different. Obviously, Russ cuts weight, Callie cuts weight, Delaney cuts weight. I have a lot of Amanda cuts weight. I have a lot of like world record squatters that cut weight. It's just for whatever reason with John, whether it be like getting over injuries, getting over little things, something is going on to where it's not translating. Whatever training is like, oh, we're strong, that squat is going to be there, and then on meet day, it's like there's like always something. So I mean, that's just going to be a focus. Like that literally has to be, like I have like measures that I don't implement unless I really need to implement them. And I think this is one of those times where if we choose, to continue to run this gauntlet, there has to be a focus on getting that lift up to the point where we may not even want to compete again until at least 305 is going to be like a for sure thing. Um, and there's like a lot of different intricate things that I would go over with John and talk about to make that happen. Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. Um, yeah, everybody has like that one lift that is like super stubborn. And for John just happens to be squat. But yeah, let's go into it. Started out with 285. Our target for this meet, we wanted to end around, 305. You could see by his second attempt that we were setting up to end around 305. Um, John doesn't like taking super big jumps on squat, especially because I mean, it makes sense, right? Like if it's a less weight relative to your deadlift, then you can't do similar jumps for sure. But we actually had some weird stuff happen on squat, which I mean has never happened with John before. Actually, I think it happened last year on his third. Um, that was the opener, pretty smooth. Now John, all his squats like look slow, so it's like kind of hard to think if it's fast or not. But looking at that, I was like, I mean, we probably could have gone right to 300 from there. But I told Will, let's just go to the 12. We'll keep it safe. Um, and that should set us up to a nice, jump 12, jump 7, a nice jump, uh, to the third attempt that we kind of want. And this weight will tell us if we have it or not. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Now, this squat, I believe it got one red, and then it got taken away by the jury. I don't know what the middle was for, but let's look at that. Let's try to look at the depth there. Try to use your photographic memories. Boom, right in the bottom here. Okay, look at the A, the USA, right? You see the USA there? you can see the A in relation to his knee to where it is on the rack, right? His fucking his nipples are basically touching his the top of his knees, right? Look at the American flag right here. Now we can go back to the opener and see where we're at. I mean, I think it looks pretty damn similar. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty damn similar. I don't know what the difference is. I'm not really seeing it. At the very least, I don't think there was enough there to get it taken away, like to have the jury intervene and literally take the lift away. Maybe if we watch the bar, see if there's any up and down. I don't see any up and down. So it was like kind of unfortunate. That happened because now this is a replay. Because now it's like, okay, we don't want to take it again because we want to stay in the meet. It didn't look that easy. And if he does go deeper on this one, it probably isn't smart to jump the 7 or even the 5. So we went to 300, and as you guys will see, I don't think it was any I really don't think it was any deeper. I think at this point we're just getting tired squatting the same weight over and over. But it kept moving. It was, whipping a little bit, but I mean, it was fine. Did we have 302? I believe he would have grounded out. But in a meet like this, every little thing matters. Every little tiny piece of kilos you can get. The difference between first and second was 2 kilos. So I mean that literally is the difference right there. Coming into bench, I mean bench is like super. Most of the meet was scripted, right? Except for what happened on squat. And what I am proud of is that we didn't we didn't leave a lot off the platform. Like anytime you do a meet and you can max it out, you're gonna be good. I think his bench peaked like crazy, and it peaked how squat should have peaked, right? Which makes me think there's got to be something going on with the cut. Um, perhaps I'm not entirely sure. Super fast 235. Could have probably just gone to 250 from there, honestly. Um, Now we're gonna jump to chip the world record. Checking the world record on your second if you can. If the jump makes sense is always smart because you're gonna secure money at this meet, and we always want to get that. I love when the YouTube ads come up in the middle of the videos. But here we go, just talking to the. I mean, I don't have much to say about John's bench because it's the same thing we've been doing. It's just been improving every year. Um, I think we've hit a bench PR like every meet like for infinity. So like it's pretty damn good to see. Super consistent. They were holding him a bit, and I didn't really feel comfortable jumping. It would be like 12 pounds. I think he could have done it. In retrospect, I wish I would have done it. Um, or at least gotten to 248. I don't know why I came when we saw the second bench. I just went up to Will and I was just like, I don't know. It didn't seem like super fast. And then we just did the smaller, safer jump. Now somebody like one of the other coaches was telling us, oh, like I don't think he had much more than that. I think he had another 2.5 kg for sure on that. It ended up mattering. What's tricky about Sheffield is if you have the world record and you can just like edge it, just keep like chipping it, you're setting yourself to be able to get paid like for years to come, right? So if you blast 250 on bench last year, we're kind of in trouble this year. Like, you have to do that this year. He could have done it, but that's like, what are we gonna do the year after that? It's like it's just gonna keep. It's gonna eventually get to a point where you cannot have a bad meet, or you're just gonna, like miss it. But I think in retrospect, um, the same thing could be said about the total. And to be honest, when squat is like, there were just like a lot of things that told me to be safe. Um, so we made the 3 benches. We broke the world record twice. Um, should I beat myself over 2.5 kg? I am, but I don't. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we followed the plan. We pushed the records higher. Our opponent, I mean, I don't even know what the red was for. That's another reason why you don't want to always go up, because there could just be like, I don't know. I feel like they giving Cayco a hard time. Giving my man a hard time today. What's going on? He's got the cleanest lifts. Anyway, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just messing around. So deadlift, super consistent, and then all the attempts, like, we went over them the night before in case there was anything weird. I do think by this time deadlift was a little bit sapped. Um, but we hit a good deadlift. Like, it was a good pull. 320, pretty chill. I have actually seen him move that faster though, in the gym. So we just stuck with the plan. Jump 20 to 750. And at this point, we're looking at everybody. I did talk to John before, and I asked. I think it was the day before, or in the warm up room, and I asked, "What do you think, Gustav can pull?" And he said if he has to pull, historically, like in the last couple meets, Gustav has not been able to pull like 355, right? So if we had to force him to pull that, then things would be okay. Um, which is what we did here. We're gonna force him to go somewhere that historically he doesn't really go, and this would put John in first place. Um, Now, if we had the extra 5 kilos on bench, I think 5 is a bit much. Maybe 3 would have been good, or 2.5. Now, you guys tell me. I don't know if he had much more on that. That's why I'm feeling like something was off with deadlift a little bit, because I mean, normally, like, this moved faster in the gym 10 days ago. But again, big weight cut, international travel. Our schedule got messed up. I mean, it just wasn't as poppy as I thought it was. It wasn't as poppy as normal. But the call, I think, was correct. Um but yeah, for squat and deadlift, I mean, I can't really do more than that. And then on bench, that was the one where I think the 248 might have helped. Let me refer to my notes. Let me find it here. We'll just pause it right here while I get to the notes. Okay, so Gustav ended up having a day. He had the day that I thought that he was capable of for a long time. We've gone against him like so many times, and he finally had that day. He finally had his super meet. Um, he hit 2 kilos more than John, which, I mean, to be honest, to be fair, his pull was pretty easy. So I don't even know if we jumped the 2.5 on bench. I really don't know if it would have been enough. It just would have been something else to throw at him and make him do more. I don't know what the red was on John's bench, but if I push John to 250.5, at that point I could just push it to 249 even, right? Um, I don't know if if it would have mattered, to be honest. But you still want to make your opponent do the most that they need to do. Really, really, really small things, but at this type of meet, it can make a difference. Squat depth, I just have question marks there because I'm like, I mean, we are focusing on depth all the time in training, so I don't really know what more he could do. There's a possibility that I might move him to heels, just because it could take some pressure off of his back for deadlift, so he might be able to pull a little bit more. And he has hit 310 very clean in the gym with heels, and that way we don't have to worry about these weird calls. It's 2 years now. There's been a weird call at Sheffy. Um, Deadlift, I don't really know if I had 2.5 more. I'm pretty cool with it. John's super consistent, and going forward, whenever he competes again, we don't know when it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Worlds. I don't know if it's going to be Sheffield. Um, the way they're doing Worlds this year is like kind of weird, and like we don't have a chance to defend it. We just have to watch and see if somebody can hit it. Which when the number is stagnant, I mean it's very possible that they could do it. Um, I don't know if I could have spaced out his jumps anymore on dead. Like on deads, we could have gone maybe like 320, 335, 350. Save a little bit of energy. Might have made a difference, maybe. But if you miss that 350, you're done for. That's the risk, right? So I like going to 340, and then I could make a more precise call at the end. Um, I'm not sure what's next for Cayco. I don't know if we're gonna take time off. I know he's kind of on vacation right now. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but um, there's a possibility that he does Worlds and he does Sheffield again, and we fix the things that we need to fix on squat, and we have like an amazing 2,000 pound total. That fires me up. That's what I would love, but it's like not in my hands right now. It's really not. It's not even in John's hands. We just gotta wait. Um, Part of it is in John's hands because nobody has to do anything they don't want to do. But in terms of like whether or not we'll get nominated for things, I don't know. Um, and then when it comes to like what's next, like let's say we don't make it to Worlds, and we have to do like we have an off season, then we're gonna just make sure that the next time he steps on the platform, he's gonna total over 900 like comfortably. Um, at the same time, John's been doing this a really, really long time, and I know it's like draining on people. To It's different, guys. Like to be at the top and to constantly fight people off, you feel like you're building this tower taller and taller and taller and taller, and it's like, I mean, records are meant to be broken, and you have so many forces that are working against you that it's only natural that a record, like it's a matter of time before a record comes out, or a record is broken, right? Um, so you kind of want to, I don't know, maybe John wants to call it on his own terms. Maybe he wants to keep pushing. I'm entirely, I don't know, but I just know that we might have a year break, um, to kind of like work on things and pace things out. Maybe we don't even deadlift. Maybe we just squat for a while. We'll see what happens. But got to see how the body's feeling. It's been a long, like, it's very interesting because it's been a long career. It's been a long time powerlifting, which is very different from most of the people that come into lifting because they're brand new, right? John's been doing this a million times. He's a multiple time world champion, multiple time national champion. He's done Sheffield twice. He's the highest earner. To my knowledge, I don't know if anybody has earned more money than John at Sheffield. Maybe Agatha, I'm not sure. Or Jesus. But I mean, he podiumed twice. He's the only person to podium at Sheffield twice. Um, for the men at least. second twice. That is crazy. That is crazy. And to have been so close to the dub, it stings a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's so strange about this meet because we broke the world record total. We PR'd his meet total. Like from a normal standard of like judging like if you're like looking at a performance, I mean that's the goal, like to get stronger, right? Which we did. But somebody else had a day and that happens. You know what I mean? I thought he did great last year, and then Jesus just had a crazy ass day. Um, but regardless, we love you, John. We appreciate everything that you've done for the sport. We appreciate how far you have taken things and and the people that you've inspired. And we'd love to see you back on the platform. And I know we're gonna talk, and in the next month we'll probably have some more answers, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. I think if we can translate our training to the platform for squat, then this is a different story. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If you made it this far, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. We'll keep fighting as long as there's fight left. Sorry about me wiping my nose all the time. Anyway, have a good night or good afternoon or good morning, and I will see you guys next. On Wednesday, I'm gonna record Jesus. So I think I might do one of the girls next. Alrighty, thanks. Peace.